Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice Sunday. It's actually sunny. And it's actually clear outside. I don't really know what I'm going to do with all that. I really don't. Oh, and it's actually not humid. What am I going to do with that? Ow. Well, it's another Daily Gab. And we're going to talk about finding your chill. Because a lot of people don't have it. You know that feeling, that panicky feeling that you get when you're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, gotta be there at that time, gotta make this time, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, that panic, I call it panic. 1 second. Oh. Somebody made me, oh my gosh. Somebody made me slam on brakes, on the highway, so. Alright. There we go. My water bottle's fine. Oh. So my stuff went into the floorboard. So, finding one's calm. It is a lot harder than what I'm just saying. Finding your calm is something you really, really gotta want and really, really gotta work at. It's hard. Especially with all the demands that are placed upon you as just a singular individual. In order to regain control over your emotions and feelings and that feeling of haste, what the heck is that? Well, that's new. So, you gotta regain control. So, the best exercise that I've ever had is actually the deep inhale. Hold it. And release. That's how I normally get my calm. It's the quickest way. And don't worry how people look at you. Don't worry how people will look at you or see you or like, what are you doing? Just say, I'm meditating. Isn't meditating more like Om and sitting down? Well, that's if you want to, tend to your chakras and realigning your chakras, cleansing your chakras, unblocking your chakras. There's Om, which is this one, and there's quite a few. I don't do my chakras that way. What I do is I actually, I lay down. If you want to really tend to them, you lay down and you focus on the different chakra points. And you focus on the color that coincides with that point. And I'm having trouble focusing today. There's a lot going on. Oh, I am. I've been feeling tired, mainly because of the heat and the humidity, and that always also makes it hard to focus. But I also have adult ADHD. I do. I truly do. Because if you're in a haste, or I'd say having an anxiety, you need to just basically look at things for what they truly are. For instance, I used to have anxiety over driving to work because I was terrified. I was terrified of somebody sideswiping me. And Lord knows there's been plenty of close calls. If you drive defensively, you really actually have nothing to worry about other than the possibility of your vehicle getting trashed because somebody is negligent on their own behalf. At least you can say you drove defensively. I like being able to control anything that's mine and all that. And car accidents are not one of the things that you can control. They're gonna happen. And if you're one of the few that never has been into a fender bender or any kind of car accident, you're lucky and or you're better than most. The worst car accident that I've ever got into was when my brakes failed me on my Ford Focus. I love that car, man. I really did. I loved that car. Yeah. I mean, it happens. But as for my brakes failing me, I only had a few choices. And of course, Chesterfield County Police didn't see it that way. I heard one officer try to charge me with all kinds of obscene crap when honestly he wasn't there. He wasn't there. He didn't know what really happened. And he wasn't even bothering to ask me. And I went to school with the one that was actually talking to me, and turns out he just threw me under the bus, tried to say that I was drinking. I'm like, you didn't breathalyze me, dude. I had 3 choices in the duration of maybe less than 5 seconds. If I went right, I would have ended up in someone's house. I know the lights were on, and they may have been home. I would have ended up going through their living room window or something. And I would have probably killed people. And it was a steep hill, too. And, if I went straight, I would have rear-ended the 2 elderly people in front of me. Now, at the time, I didn't know they were elderly. I didn't. And I would have totaled their car, totaled mine, etc., etc. But I chose to go left because I knew there was like this brick wall that bordered and decorated someone's driveway. And I knew there was that half second where he was taking forever to turn. So I chose to just clip him I barely clipped him. He was fine. And the other person was fine. It was his mother and him. And he was old enough to be my grandfather. And his mom was old enough to be my great-grandmother. So those two people were fine. Their car was clipped and scraped. That's it. But the brick wall that I hit, it just leaned over by my car, totaled. I was going 45 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. And, you're supposed to do that, right? Legally. Follow the speed limit. But just because I went left and crossed the other lane, because if I thought that was a better choice, I was charged with, they were trying to charge me with reckless driving. And that's where I got all that crap is where I got my anxiety from, driving. And I fight it sometimes now. It used to be every damn day. Used to be every damn day. Until one day I'm just like, will you freaking calm down? Telling myself, will you just freaking calm down? You gotta go to work. You gotta make a living. So just deal with it. So I actually did the breathing exercises before I would drive. Every time I would feel that panicky feeling, my brain showing me little flashes of possible accidents, as I'm like, only if you let it. That's what I say in my head. Only if you let it. 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 So, yeah. Now that's dealing with anxiety on a personal level. Now if it's coming out of the blue and you don't understand it, a lot of people don't like driving because it's a hassle, especially if their commute is no more than 20 minutes. Their commute is 20 minutes or more, you're going to find people try to, get impatient with the speed that they're going or the traffic around them. I'm getting tired of having water dribble on my face. Okay. Just want to make sure it wasn't a leak. But my asthma's not doing good too. There's anxiety everywhere. You actually have the right to choose if that anxiety rules over you. Yeah, you have a choice. We all have a choice. We can pick and choose our battles if we wish it. We can feel free to choose whether we have a good day or not. We are a lot more stronger than we give ourselves credit for. We are a lot more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. I mean, we can even use our words to build somebody up or tear somebody down. Same thing applies to us. Like, if you're mean to yourself. Let me explain. A lot of people don't get the term, don't be mean to yourself. They think you're just playing. No, I'm serious. When I say don't be mean to yourself, I genuinely mean don't be mean to yourself. Don't call yourself stupid. Don't call yourself ugly. Don't call yourself retarded or anything like that. Just don't. Even though you're just saying it and you're quote unquote joking, you're not really joking. Not really. I don't know, when my husband's being silly or he's being what I call a blonde, me and him know that, we have our shortcomings, and we poke fun at him a little bit. But we don't maliciously say, why are you so stupid? You're so stupid. I hate the word stupid. Growing up, I've been called stupid because I had ADHD. Growing up, I've been called retarded because I had to have special needs classes because it's hard to pay attention when you have ADHD. I also have a long-term memory disorder, meaning things have to be repeated. And I know I say that I hate repeating myself and I hate things repeated to me, but it's the only way for it to get through. The reason why I mentioned that, I hate things being repeated, or I hate repeating myself, is because it reminds me that I have a memory issue. It reminds me that I have a memory problem. If you ask me within maybe 4 or 5 hours a question you've asked me maybe prior to that, I'll remember it. Remember the answer later. So that is explained. A lot of people are the same way. We all have a memory issue to some degree. Not because we have a disability, but because we are so distracted. Society right now is nothing but one big giant distraction. And it's just hard for us to focus these days. It truly is. We've got cell phones that we can just get glued onto morning, noon, and night. We've got, oh my gosh, ouch. We've got anything and everything. Our cars are even distracting. You've got backup cameras that can possibly distract you if you allow it to. Give it time, someone will figure out how to make it a distraction. You have it's crazy. Your cars are one big giant cell phone at this point too. People can call you through your car because it's linked to your cell phone and what have you not. Ouch. But anyways, you just have to want to not be distracted. Be the master of your own mind, your emotions. You've got to want that. Because if you truly don't, you're not going to achieve it. You don't just wake up one day and it happens. There's a lot of people that have that mentality. They just assume that they'll get a job. Like, they'll wake up one day and they're like, okay, I'm going to get a job. They wake up one day and they just know what they're going to do and where they're going to go and how they're going to do it. And no, you got to set the wheels in motion. Your life just does not happen. Life just does not happen. It actually, you got to work at it. You want a job, you got to go and work at it. You got to go get one. You got to go and set up a resume, make an appearance. You want a car, you've got to earn that. You want happiness, you got to work at that. You want to be good at something. Well, being bad at something is the first step of being good at anything. Sucking at something is the first step at being good at anything. And I think that came from Cat Dog. It's an old cartoon that just got discontinued because it got pretty adult content. Oh yeah. Well, that concludes the Daily Gab today. So if you guys want me to talk about anything in particular, please feel free to comment. I do look at the comments. I do read messages. So feel free. Or hit me up on Facebook. I hope everyone has a really good day. Love and light.